Texas Sportsman is brought to you by Capital Farm Credit, Pueblo Tires, OAG Law Firm, the City of FAR, Record Rack, Quantum Rod and Reels, and the Texas Sportsman Magazine. This segment is brought to you by Holden Security and Storm Shutters. Hurricane season starts June the 1st. Be prepared. Call on Holden Security and Storm Shutters.
Hey, welcome to the Texas Sportsman. On today's show, we're fishing out of here, out of Zapata, Texas, in Falcon Lake, a beautiful place. And I'm with Jared Lee. He's going to put us on some crappie. This is a new type of fishing for the Texas Sportsman, so hang on. Jared, take it away. Tell us what we're going to be doing.
So we're going to be using long crappie rods with crappie jigs, and these are 11-foot rods. What we're going to be using is we're going to be using electronics. This is a live feed of the actual what's under the water. So basically what Fred's going to be doing is going to be dropping the bait down, and as you can see the bait here, you can see the bait, it's going to come down here. You'll see it dropping there on the screen.
I see it. I see that.
Basically what he's going to be doing is he's going to be video game fishing for crappie. He's going to be dropping the jig down and putting the bait right in front of his face. As soon as it comes in front of his face, hopefully we can catch a mess load of them.
Man, I should have brought my daughter or my grandsons over here. My granddaughters are a little too young, okay. But maybe when Aubrey gets a little older, we can do that. But stay with us on the Texas Sportsman, tracking outdoors. This brought to you by Capital Farm Credit. We'll be right back right after this.
This segment was brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men. Call now.
My name is Al Crisp, and I started working at the Cotton Gin when I was 14 years old. In 1999, I bought Pumpkin Center Gin, and that's in Dawson County. Operating a gin in West Texas is difficult because we never know when the next windstorm, the next hailstorm's coming through. In the partnership with Capital Farm Credit, they actually see the farming end of it, and then they see the processing end of it. It's been a great deal working with Capital Farm Credit because they've been understanding. Together, we are better.
At Pueblo Tires and Service, we understand the difficult time our nation and the world has before it. We are open and will continue to serve our communities following guidelines to protect our customers and staff. Together, we can keep the Valley's economy moving forward.
Unsafe drivers don't discriminate. Car wrecks happen. Innocent people get hurt.
He came out of nowhere.
I was hit from behind.
His brakes failed.
I blacked out.
My car was totaled.
I was hurt.
I needed help now.
I called those cities.
I called Osiris.
I called those cities.
I'm attorney Osiris Gonzalez. I've got hundreds of families in the Valley. I've earned their trust and respect. Allow me to earn yours. After a car wreck, call Osiris.
Call now, 583-4404.
At Pueblo Tires and Service, we understand the difficult time our nation and the world has before it. We are open and will continue to serve our communities following guidelines to protect our customers and staff. Together, we can keep the Valley's economy moving forward.
Las Brisas Condominiums, located at 227 West Morningside, is a favorite bayside resort on South Padre Island. It is a water sport and fishing paradise. Our condos feature boat docks where you can windsurf, kayak, or paddleboard right off of them, or simply tie up your boat. Las Brisas features a tennis court, a large swimming pool, assigned covered parking, 2 lighted fishing piers, fish cleaning tables, and laundry facilities. And it's a great place for fishermen. So come do your getaway. This segment is brought to you by Holden Security and Storm Shutters. Hurricane season starts June the 1st. Be prepared. Call on Holden Security and Storm Shutters.
So what I try to do is I try to keep us lined up always at 12 o'clock. So your drops are between about
11 and 1?
Here and about 12, about 10 and 12.
Okay.
So every time it drops, you should want to see that bait, right? So all those blurs that are swimming in and out, they're crappie. Just putting the bait right where they want it.
Wow. There you go. Just had to find the right spot, huh?
They wanted it right on the other side of the tree is where they wanted it.
Okay. Tell us what we got here.
This is a keeper, black crappie. They only got to be 10 inches. They hit the jig right there in front of them. They pop it right on the top. It's a nice keeper crappie. Good eating. And they're real pretty. They almost look like a speckled trout for in salt water. The reason we use these long rods, these ACC rods that I use, that's because you can dip it right there in the tree and not disturb the crappie. You can go back to that tree and you can see that we still got a bunch of crappie here in that tree. There's probably about 10 of them. And they just want it dipped a certain way. They pretty much want the jig right on top of their head. Once it's on top of their head, they swim up and they just thump it. And that's what that was. That was a thump. So that's the first one. 24 more to go for you. And we'll keep catching them.
Okay, so the limit is 10 inches?
10 inches.
Tell us what the limit is again.
They're 10 inches, 25 per person.
Okay.
So you can go home with a boatload of these good eating crappie.
Okay.
And they're awesome. White meat, good fillets, and
tastes as good as almost flounder, huh?
Tastes as good as almost flounder. You throw these back in the water, every now and then I'll throw them in the water. People say I'm crazy and say crappie are for eating.
Hey folks, take a look at this rod. Just to show you one more time how you just join us on the show. 11 feet long. Check that out.
The baits that we're using here is a little different style of crappie fishing. A lot of people are used to using really light rods with 4-pound test line. Here on Falcon and here, I guess the new gen of crappie fishing, we're using these big 11-foot rods like this, big stiff rods, 20-pound braid, a split shot, a jig head with the tube on it. When the crappie are a little tougher, I throw a crappie nibble on there. You can buy them at Academy. This tube's a big bite bait at Academy. It's called Popsicle. Customer actually showed me it and it works really well. But some of the other jigs that we use here are just different plastics in that color, popsicle type plastics. I get a lot of hand tight jigs made through companies, and there's just different things that the crappie might want.
Kind of look like flies.
They kind of look like flies, exactly. And then your typical Bobby Garland stuff you could buy at Academy. They work very well. And these are those big bite baits that we're using, and I like them so much. This color's called Popsicle. They can't resist it. I got about 200 of them in there.
That'll work.
And that's what I use here for the crappie.
All right, let's get after it. Let's get some fish.
This segment was brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men. Call now.
Our environment is changing. Hurricanes, nor'easters, storms are hitting harder and more often than ever. Be prepared with Holden Security and Storm Shutters. Protect your investment, your loved ones, and gain peace of mind. For the past 30 years, Holden Security and Storm Shutters has been serving South Texas with superior quality custom shutters, rolling shutters, accordion shutters, panels, and screens. Holden Security and Storm Shutters is protection.
Come to beautiful South Padre Island and book your room at Windwater Hotel. We have regular rooms, king suites, and condos, very competitive rates, and great service. Check out our fishing pier, lots of fun for the whole family, or take a dip in our swimming pool. Windwater Hotel. Book your room today and come have some fun at beautiful South Padre Island, Texas.
At Pueblo Tires and Service, we understand the difficult time our nation and the world has before it. We are open and will continue to serve our communities following guidelines to protect our customers and staff. Together, we can keep the Valley's economy moving forward.
ECP Distributors, distributing Tabasco products. Spice up your next cookout with a touch of Tabasco. It's always a hit to spice up your food to the next level. From mouth-watering pork riblets to hot spicy wings, Tabasco is also known for spicy dill pickles and hot sweet pickles and olives and more. Add a little jazz to your next Bloody Mary with some Tabasco Bloody Mary mix. You can find all these products at these fine stores. Or call direct now, 956-793-1002. RGV Diesel Mechanic Service is located at 3721 Veterans Road, Pharr, Texas. Offers diesel repairs, mechanical repairs, state inspections, U-Haul rentals, and super low prices on water and ice. 20-pound bags of ice for $1.75 or 10 pounds for just $1. Filtered drinking water, $1 for 5 gallons or 25 cents for 1 gallon. We also have orange-scented corn. RGV Diesel Mechanical Services, 3721 Veterans Road, Pharr, Texas. 956-961-4677 or 956-793-1002. This segment is brought to you by Holden Security and Storm Shutters. Hurricane season starts June the 1st. Be prepared. Call on Holden Security and Storm Shutters.
Crotchy trees that were cut from up here.
Yep.
Drug down to the shore and sunk right here. And what it does is it creates a natural habitat for the crappie, and they hang in and out of there. So what I do
it's
is
like a reef in the snapper.
pretty much like a reef, exactly. What I'll do is I'll get off it and we'll make some drops in it. The thing about crappie fishing is fishing these brush piles, when you're putting your jig deep in the brush, you're gonna get stuck. It's the name of the game. You just got to get them right. Just dissect them right out of that tree. And there's, yeah, you're right in the money zone right there. Raise it up a little bit. Okay, drop it down again. Yeah, right there. Right there. Raise it up a little bit. A little slower. Right there. Just keep it right there.
Okay, hit it.
Set the hook.
There it is. All right.
Swing them in the boat.
Oh, that's a nice one. Ah, patience paid off. Whoa.
Yeah, to find the tree.
Yeah, you found that
Once
tree?
you find it, you put it right on it, and that's what you get. Big
Nice
crappie.
fish, man. And that was patience there, huh?
Yes, sir. You just got to put the bait right in front of it, and he came up and hit it. And I don't know if you heard me when I said set the hook.
Yeah.
It was already on there.
It was already, I felt a hit. So this is pretty fun. It's like what I say, those games my daughter plays.
It's like video game fishing.
Video
is what
game
it is.
fishing. Let's get some fish.
That's the strike zone. Drop it down a little bit, right there. Just keep it right there.
Looks like they're all over it.
Yeah, they're in there. It's just getting them to commit. And sometimes they want one of those little marshmallow things, little crappie bites. Drop it down, and then just raise your rod up a little bit, real slow, a little slower. Smoke them.
There you go.
Good one.
Good one. Nice one, Jared. Woo! Yeah.
That one thumped it. Look at that crappie. That's a big crappie.
That's a good one,
Look at that
buddy.
thing.
Woo!
It's a big old Falcon Lake crappie.
This is
Look at that
fun. You guys need to come over here and book a trip with them, and you have a great time. Falcon Lake, Zapata, Texas. Gotta have it.
Look at it. Look how he ate that jig.
This one is right over 11 inches. Beautiful fish. Stay with us on the Texas Sportsman Tracking Outdoors. We're here at Falcon Lake out of Zapata, Texas. This is brought to you by Rowdy Pools. Keeps your pool so clean.
This segment was brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men. Call now.
At Pueblo Tires and Service, we understand the difficult time our nation and the world has before it. We are open and will continue to serve our communities following guidelines to protect our customers and staff. Together, we can keep the Valley's economy moving forward.
For authentic Mexican-style seafood, La Pesca Seafood Restaurant in Edinburgh is the Valley's #1 choice. Come into a soothing atmosphere and try our specialties such as fish Veracruz and shrimp ranchero. Experience flavorful meals that can be found only at La Pesca Seafood Restaurant, like a shrimp molcajete or caldo pesca. At La Pesca Seafood Restaurant, we take pride in everything from scratch, using only the best ingredients in cooking in small batches, so your food is always fresh and flavorful.
I am Tracy Claypack. Jeff and I have been farming for about 38 years. Our boys came in to farm with us in '06, and Capital Farm Credit was able to work with us and help us expand our business. My husband and boys are farming land that they have farmed for the last 4 generations. Capital Farm Credit has been there for us, not only just with the lending and helping us grow, they actually know what farmers need. Our future plans are to continue working with Capital Farm Credit and make our future better.
This segment is brought to you by Holden Security and Storm Shutters. Hurricane season starts June the 1st. Be prepared. Call on Holden Security and Storm Shutters.
With the water level being so low, can you tell us what bridge this is here?
Yeah, this is the Millennial Bridge. A lot of people have never seen this bridge out of the water, but this is what it looks like. When you're running the channel, you'll have to hug the right side of it here, and it's still real shallow. I like to putter real slow. A lot of boats have hit this bridge when it's barely under the water. We haven't got it in mark yet. That's what we're working on. And hitting that with your boat is pretty dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous.
Raise it up.
There it is. Keeper.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That took a little work to weed out a couple of small ones, but persistence and the electronic game with Jared Lee. Gotta have it. Okay, folks, if you're just joining us, we're fishing out here in Falcon Lake, docked out of Zapata, Texas, with Jared Lee, and he's showing us how to catch crappie. So I've already caught a few. He's gonna go through the whole technique and talk about the electronics and the whole 9 yards here. So take it away, Jared.
So what we're using here is we're using these 11-foot crappie ACC rods, just so we can get on top of the brush piles and not disturb them. What we're doing here with the electronics are we're using my Humminbird for mapping system just to keep me in my area that I need to be. And then this is a live sonar of what's actually going on underwater. So I'm gonna take you to the brush pile and show you how easy it is to find. All these little dots here, they're all crappie, and they're all tucked in. So this is dead brush, and all that is crappie. I know I'm in the brush pile there. There's my bait right there. You can see it right there. Here it comes.
Yep, I see him going to it.
Here it comes. Hit it.
Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it.
And he swims back to the pile. We'll get one to commit here. There he is.
There it is, there it is. Got it. I saw that. Good one.
He came up all the way. He was sitting on the top of the tree.
Coming up.
And if you can put it strategically where you need to put it, you can catch crappie. And good crappie.
Yeah, that's a nice size one there. Very
And like I told you how they feed up. Look where he's hooked.
Yep.
Right on the top.
Yep.
Because they wait for the bait to fall right on their nose and they smack it. That's a big, thick,
nice
big
size.
crappie fillet.
Nice size.
I missed him about 3 or 4 times, and finally he came back and he hit it. This is good for the fryer. If you notice, when you drop the bait down, when you're dropping it down, the crappie is on it.
Right.
And then when it falls below him, he loses interest. And he won't hit it. And that's what I'm saying. Up, 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 up. It sees a split shot.
Yeah.
And you dangle the rod up, and then you drop it, and the crappie says, no thanks, he swims away. But if you can keep the bait right here.
Right.
And when I say up, it's because you're gonna bring it up. He drops down and he swims up for it. And that's why when they hit it, they're getting caught. Most of the crappie, when you catch them, they're getting caught right on the roof of their mouth.
I want you to go to Facebook right now and check out Jared Lee. Okay, put a like on there. And
it's Jared Fishing Falcon Lake Guide. I have a Facebook there. I'm always posting videos and copy and the schedule and everything. If you have any questions, you can shoot me a message, or you could shoot me a text message anytime if you have any questions about crappie. Whether you want to come fish or not, just shoot me questions and I'll give you the tips on what we're doing and how we're catching them. 13 and a half, and that's a big crappie. Look at that thing. 13 and a half, healthy, big stomach, big back, magnolia crappie. Has a stripe right down its back. Very, very pretty fish. 1.52.
And you're saying the record is 2.44? Now what we're gonna do later in the show is I'm gonna go ahead and fry up some of these with that brand new Everglades seasoning that I have, and also the batter, and it's gonna be delicious.
Fried crappie is as good as it comes.
Oh yeah, stay with us. Hey, this is brought to you by Rowdy Pools. Stay with us on the Texas Sportsman.
This segment was brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men. Call now.
The City of FAR is a regional leader for transportation infrastructure projects. We have statewide, region-wide, and local impact. The Texas Department of Transportation approved $150 million for the I-69-I-2 interchange improvement. $52 million has been designated for improvements to roads such as Highline and Owasso roads in FAR. And FAR has launched a major residential repaving project to fix city streets. To learn more about how our City of FAR leaders are working for the entire RGV, visit far-tx.gov.
At Pueblo Tires and Service, we understand the difficult time our nation and the world has before it. We are open and will continue to serve our communities following guidelines to protect our customers and staff. Together, we can keep the Valley's economy moving forward.
This segment is brought to you by Holden Security and Storm Shutters. Hurricane season starts June the 1st. Be prepared. Call on Holden Security and Storm Shutters. Hey folks, welcome back to the Texas Sportsman. This is one of my favorite parts of all the shows that I do when I go out fishing or hunting is cooking. And check it out what we're going to do today. What we're going to do is we got some of the crappie that we were fishing there in Falcon Lake in Zapata, Texas. In a little bit you're going to see this. It's right here. The little fillets are right here. I chopped them up. And then I also have some Gulf Coast fresh shrimp as well. Okay, and it's very simple. I use just an egg wash. Okay, I'm going to just use an egg wash. And then today, you all have been hearing me and talking about Everglades seasoning, okay? Everglades seasoning is what we're going to be using, the breading part. And it's just a simple little fish fry, okay? And then, of course, we have all the different products that we have there, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So basically what you want to do is you just want to toss in the fish and the egg wash. Get that in there and get it all mixed up. There's a breading, it's so light. I like this breading because it's so light. And I didn't add any seasonings to it at all. We have all the Everglades back up there. But what I like to do is I like to enjoy the flavor of the fish. And with the breading, of course, on this Everglades. It already has some seasoning in it. We're gonna toss that in there. Next batch up, gonna be some of the shrimp. Okay, you can just see that it's already starting to fry there. But we had a great time fishing out there with Jared Lee there in Falcon Lake. My nephew and my niece, Waldo and Marty, Bella, they love to go out there and they love to fish out there as well. Hey, I'd like to take time right now to thank my sponsor, Capital Farm Credit. Okay, you see the cap that I'm wearing, and of course, Record Rack Deer Protein. And if you need any tires, count on Pueblo Tires. Okay, so we're all gonna get them in there. They're nice and happy. Okay, we've got a good clump going. You want to mix them up so they don't get too sticky together. Mix them up. We're good. We're going good. We're going good. Once you start seeing that golden brown flavor, that golden brown taste, you're gonna know that it's about ready. So we're gonna keep doing it. Remember, Everglades seasoning, soon to be in local stores here in the Rio Grande Valley, okay? And this is gonna be distributed through ECP distributors along with the Tabasco sauces as well. I can also hear the fish and the shrimp in there. When it's kind of slows down on the crackling, you know that it's almost done. There's the color we're looking for. Okay, we're looking for that color. Nice golden brown. And it's kind of like fishing. Just one more cast. Well, just like one more minute. Really, folks, when you're doing this about 400 degrees, I've never timed it. They always ask me, well, how long do you do it? What's it been, 4 minutes maybe? You have a hot grease in there. You got it going. It's gonna be good. I can taste it already. Put some Tabasco on it. Woo, dog. Now, here's another little tip. You see the little wire that I have right here, the wire mesh right there? The grease is gonna drop on the bottom, okay? My friend Chef Marcel, a chef here in the Rio Grande Valley, taught me that a long time ago. And thank you, Chef Marcel. Because when you put it on a plate, okay, with paper towels, or a bucket, not a bowl, you're gonna have that grease being absorbed there. Here, it goes to the bottom, okay, and it stays a little crunchier, not as soft, okay. Here's something real quick. We got some Brussels sprouts, and what we did was just sauteed these in some olive oil, a little bit of garlic. But here's a trick here that my nephew right here, Baldo Vela, okay, showed me, and Marty Vela loves this stuff too. And it's the raspberry chipotle from Tabasco. Check it out, Tabasco raspberry chipotle. I think that's gonna be our new friend here in the house. We're having a little cookout here today. So if you want some more of this stuff, make sure you just give us a call. Gotta have it. And there you go. Gotta have it, all fried up. Everglades seasoning. Falcon Lake, Zapata, Texas.
Hey folks, that wraps up another edition of the Texas Sportsman. That was a great show out there, Jared. Great time. Thank you.
Thank you. I had fun. And these are some pretty big crappie.
Yeah.
These are the crappie that are in Falcon Lake. They're massive.
Mm-hmm.
Big, thick fillets, magnolia crappie, and there's a bunch of them here in this lake. Everybody thinks of Falcon Lake as a big bass lake.
Yeah.
And they ignore these crappie. We come out here and we had a good time. We catch a boatload and fry them up for dinner and have a good time, no?
It was great. It was a great time. Stay with us on the Texas Sports until next week. We'll see you tracking outdoors. Gotta have it.